What's up, everybody? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, and in this video, giving you some best NFL bets for Christmas. How about that? Betting the NFL on Christmas. You have probably seen videos on this channel for NFL bets for Christmas specifically, but odds are constantly changing. Sportsbooks are constantly updating lines. That means there are constantly betting opportunities to take advantage of. And an unfortunate reality of sports betting is that sportsbooks generally have the edge over their sports bettors, right? The people that use their platform. The reason why they have an edge is just because they charge a juice or they charge a vig to odds, right? When you see odds that are like minus 110 each way, that's like a standard line that you see. That means that you have to risk $110 to profit $100. So if two bettors each risk $110 on each side, no matter what, the sportsbook is profiting $10. That's the juice, right? They just want 50-50 payout on each side, and they make the difference. So that's the edge that they have over you. So finding a tool to get the edge back over them is incredibly valuable, incredibly important. And I will say using OddsJam is a way to find that edge. Of course, there are other profitable ways, like if people are really into modeling and they can model their own games and they can predict, like predictive analytics, right? Predict scores, stats, all that good stuff. That can be profitable if you can do it better than the sportsbooks. It's very difficult to do it better than the sportsbooks, which is why I like using a tool like OddsJam that just literally does it all for you. The main basis of OddsJam is, is pulling up odds from every sportsbook on one page, on one screen, and then taking advantage of the ones that have mispriced odds. And that's exactly what the Positive EV page does, which we can get right into. So the no vig odds that you see here, this is the most important thing, right? This is where everything comes from. And OddsJam, the way it works is pulls lines from sportsbooks that are historically the sharpest, that are historically the most accurate, and then uses them, creates a weighted average from those sportsbooks. So if there's five, right? There's five sportsbooks. Three of them are good, two of them are better. Those two are going to be given heavier weight in terms of these no vig odds. But they're pulled from the sharpest sportsbooks in the world, and then OddsJam is constantly monitoring lines from all of the major sportsbooks, identifying situations where you are getting more favorable odds on another sportsbook. So in this case, the first couple bets that you see on the screen here, Bucks -6, Bucks -6.5, Bucks -5. This is a perfect example for me to talk to you about a strategy. What do you do when you see multiple positive EV bets on the page, which I'll talk about in a second. First, I want to make sure we get the math and everything down. So the sharpest sportsbooks in the world price this at about -143, essentially, if we want to round up from -142.72. Bet Rivers is giving this to us at -141. That would be a profitable betting opportunity. And then what you want to do, and this is what I was talking about comparing across all the sports books, you want to look at the bet that you are placing and you want to compare it to the rest of the betting market. Basically, you want to find out, okay, is the bet that I'm placing, is this truly an outlier across the entire betting landscape? In this case, the answer is yes. -141 at Bet Rivers. Look at every other book. We see -160, -167, -168. Clear outlier at -141. So this is going to be my first play for this video. The Cardinals are now on their third string quarterback, which is insane. Murray went down. Colt McCoy's out for this game. Trace McSorley is going to be starting for the Cardinals. The Bucs are horrible, and them getting a touchdown is terrifying, I will admit. Just a horrible game overall in a bad QB situation with the Cardinals. So the sports books have adjusted their lines. Bet Rivers hasn't quite adjusted enough, and that creates a profitable betting opportunity. So we see three here, right? Three different spreads, 6, 6.5, and 5. There's a couple different strategies of what you can do here. The first strategy, just take all of them, right? If they're all mathematically profitable, then that should work out in your favor in the long run. Yeah, if the Bucs don't cover this specific game, if they win by 4, then you lose all 3 bets and you're screwed. But the goal is to make money over the course of time, not to make money on one given day. And over the course of time, if all 3 are profitable, more likely than not, the Bucs are going to win by 7 or more, and you will hit all 3 of your bets and you will profit. It's riskier, obviously, because you're putting a lot of faith into one play, but that is an option. Another option is to just take the one with the highest percent here. And this percent can be viewed as your percent expected value. It's your EV it's your EV percent, your expected profit margin. You should take the one with the highest EV because that has the highest value. That's an option. You can also take the one that is the most likely to occur. So at minus 130, that has or I guess I should say Novig odds of minus 130.76. That has the highest likelihood of, You take the one with the highest payout. In this case would be the minus 130. Higher payout than the minus 141 and the minus 159. There's really no best answer. What I do, I just take the one with the highest expected value percent because that's the most profitable play in terms of just looking at the EV percent and your expected profit. Now, you still want to make sure that the bet you're placing is an outlier, like what we did, and the answer to this one was yes. So I'm not just going to blindly take the one with the highest EV. I still want to make sure I do that research, but that's an option. Or you could take all three. The next play that we're going to lock in here, Broncos -1 against the Rams. So I heard that Russell Wilson was ready to rock and roll for this game. Now, unfortunately, the music Russ produces when he plays his rock and roll will make your ears bleed. The Broncos are still a play here. You can get them the plays at minus 125. The OddsJam Novig odds price this at about minus 125.5. So slight gap between the bet we are placing and the Novig odds, the OddsJam perfect line. Still profitable. And then again, you want to compare the bet you're placing to the rest of the sports books. Pinnacle at minus 140. And this is important. I should have mentioned this earlier. Pinnacle is the sharpest sports book in the world. So you give the heaviest weight when you see Pinnacle here at minus 140. And then we see Bet Rivers kind of close at minus 129. And then two other books closer to the Pinnacle line, minus 144, minus 151. Good price that we have here at the Broncos -1 at minus 125. Just don't watch it. Actually, we probably will watch it because it's football and it's technically a primetime game because there are only 3 games going on Sunday, and this will be the only game at 4:30. So Russ's rock and roll might make your ears bleed, but you can still make money off of him. And then the last play, and this is actually a player prop, is Aaron Rodgers under 1.5 passing touchdowns. So this play is also at Bet Rivers. So the first and the third were at Bet Rivers. It was at minus 107. The Novig odds have this at about minus 112. So the biggest gap between these two numbers is with this player prop, this Aaron Rodgers one. The minus 107 at Bet Rivers is a really good price. Literally minus 130 across the board. In the minus 130s, I should say, across the board. You can ignore Underdog and, you can ignore Underdog, both of these lines, because Underdog is a DFS company. They have the same implied odds for every play. But every play that prices odds individually, which is every other sports book, Caesars, DraftKings, Bet Rivers, and Pinnacle, minus 130 or minus 131. This is a really good play at minus 107 at Bet Rivers. And it'll be my third and final betting pick for this video. So if you guys are tailing, comment and let me know. Would love to hear it. Other than that, I would appreciate if you could like the video, if you could subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. And that's it. So I appreciate everybody watching, and have a good one.